Hello and welcome to ABiQ's The Week That Was, September 11, 2020. My name is Emil Rademeyer and I'll be your host for this episode. The African Union received a grant of $27 million from the African Development Bank. This is to support the African Union's response to COVID-19. Central Africa. December 6 has been set aside for regional elections in Cameroon. Paul Biya, the veteran leader of more than 40 years, made this announcement on September 7th. Eastern Africa. Supermarket chain ShopRite has announced that it plans to exit the Kenyan market by the end of this year, citing underperformance of its stores. Kenya received a grant from the World Bank totaling more than $750 million to develop the northwest of the country. This will benefit 3.2 million people. The funds will go towards projects that will improve transportation, connectivity, and social services. The Kenyan Minister of Finance announced that he expects the country's GDP to grow by less than 2.5% as a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tullow Oil received a 15-month extension on its exploration work, which will push back the final investment decision on the Turkana oil fields project. The World Bank has approved a $104 million grant to improve education and vocational training in key areas in Mozambique. The U.S. International Development Finance Corporation has agreed to loan $200 million to the development of a 450 megawatt gas-fired power plant in Mozambique. The Development Finance Corporation has also agreed to provide $1.5 billion in political risk insurance to develop this project, as well as projects utilizing the Rovuma gas basin. Uganda announced that the Entebbe airport will be opened on October 1st when international flights will resume. The Ugandan government and Total SA has settled the final issues on the host nation agreement on the 1,445-kilometer oil export pipeline. The final investment decision is expected in the coming months. Zambia, one of Africa's largest copper producers, owes $3 billion in euro bonds, $2 billion to commercial banks, $2 billion to the World Bank and IMF, and a further $3 billion to China, a total of $10 billion which is overdue. Zambia has appointed Lazard to help manage and reduce the country's debt pile. Zimbabwe's industry minister confirmed that the country is losing $1 billion every year as a result of the Zisco steel plant closure. Zimbabwe now has to import all its steel to meet its industrial manufacturing needs. Northern Africa. Egypt has announced that it is considering selling power to Cyprus and Greece via a planned subsea cable. It is also considering exporting power to neighboring African countries. Egypt's election commissioner has announced parliamentary elections will be held on October 24th. Turkey has announced that the government is in discussions with Libya to conduct exploration activities for oil and gas onshore as well as off the country's coast. Tunisia's oil production was reduced by 40% as protesters shut down production facilities in the south of the country. This was as a result of delays in job creation in the region, which was agreed after earlier protests. Southern Africa. South Africa's Aspen Pharmacare Holdings Limited embarked on a new strategy and is looking to expand its emerging market portfolio through acquisitions. South Africa's Eskom power cuts are affecting investment decisions from major mining companies and other energy-intensive businesses. Western Africa. 2 days of heavy rains in Burkina Faso resulted in floods that have killed at least 13 people. It has also injured and displaced many more. The government announced aid to the value of $9 million to help those affected. Liberia has lost its membership to the African Union due to more than $1.6 million in unpaid dues. The President of Nigeria announced that high inflation of basic food products is a threat to the country's food security. The Nigerian government plans to spend $2.3 billion on phase 1 of the Presidential Power Initiative, which will aim to increase national transmission capacity to 7 gigawatt. This is an increase of 2 gigawatt on the current capacity. Please join us on September 23rd for a free webinar looking at the housing demands in Africa. Thank you for watching ABiQ's The Week That Was. I hope to see you back next week. Goodbye.